Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Bettle. I am a high school teacher from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and I'm also a certified independent Optavia health coach. 5 years ago, this program was placed at my feet in my moment of greatest need, which I'll share a little bit with you about that experience later. But you were invited by somebody to attend this Health and Hope this evening to learn a little bit more about Optavia and what it's all about, and to answer any questions that you might have about the program. And you're going to hear some three people's experiences with the program, and then you'll have an opportunity when we finish the presentation and stop the recording. We'll stay on and answer any questions that you might have. And I hope you find this to be both inspirational and informative, and hopefully helpful. So, without any further ado, I'm going to scroll down. So, I want you to ask yourself a few questions before we begin. Um, what do you want to accomplish in your health? Why do you want to accomplish this? When do you want to accomplish it by? I want you to think about it. When you reach this goal, how will it make you feel? And last, what's something that you'll be more confident doing because you're able to accomplish this particular goal? Now, a lot of people don't know what their reason why is, but I'm telling you that it's one of the most important things that you need to figure out, because your reason why will drive your action. Once once you figure out the why, the how becomes less important. Once your reason why is strong enough, your excuses don't matter. So I want you to get clear about why you might need to do something like this. Okay, why you might need to make improvements to your life and your health. So think about that while we're going through this presentation. Okay, we're going to jump right into things. So right here, our first speaker of the night is going to be Adam Brewer. Adam, I'm going to let him tell you the story. He's a teacher like me, and his life is being radically changed by the program. So, Adam, you want to come off and share, please?
Sure. Thanks, Ryan. So first of all, I see there's some people on that I know. So hi guys, how are you? Hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, the program kind of just fell into my lap. I had a buddy that I worked with at school. I'm still working with, and he came in one day and he had lost a whole bunch of weight. And I had asked him, I said, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" And just because I see him most every day, and then all of a sudden he was just down like a lot of weight, and I was like blown away. And so ended up telling me he was doing this program, and he was on this plan, and I told him to share it with me, and then he ended up telling me it was Optavia. And I just told him, I said, just the other day I had a friend, and this is kind of my story now. He wanted me to go on a hunt with him in 2025, and he started talking to me, and he basically sat down and had a heart to heart and said, "Hey, listen, I want to go on a hunt out west with you. You're one of my best friends, and this is something I've always wanted to do. And I'm a little scared that you're not going to be able to do it." And he basically just kind of dropped the hammer on me, and I was like, "Oh wow, like this is coming from your best friend. Someone who's supposed to support you, but." When you look at it, he was being more supportive than I realized, and he was looking out for my health. And he said, if we go on this hunt, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to walk and keep up. And I don't think you're going to enjoy it as much. And basically, in a roundabout way, he kind of bribed me and said, "Hey, listen, I'm willing to pay for some of your hunt if you are willing to drop weight." And I said, "Okay, what do you think? What are we talking here? 40 pounds, 50 pounds?" He's like, "How about 70?" And I was like, 70. Okay, sure, perfect, 70. And then I thought to myself, how in the world am I going to drop 70 pounds? Like, I have tried so many different things, working out, running with a garbage bag on, you name it. Like, I have tried it all. And I just was like, I don't know what to do. Well, just by the grace of God, literally, my friend, he runs into me. I see him. He's losing a bunch of weight. He tells me what he's doing, and I say, you know what? Let's do this. I started on April 9th of this year, and I am down 90 pounds already in 5 months. I have lost 90 pounds. The funny part of the story is I kept it from my friend. I hid it. I went Facebook silent. I didn't post stuff about myself. I wanted to surprise him. So I didn't see my friend from April 8th. He was here on April 8th. He was here for the eclipse. On April 9th, I started the diet. Didn't see him again until July 4th. And when I saw him on July 4th, I got out of my vehicle. He was totally blown away. He was like, "What happened to you?" I had lost 73 pounds. So in 4 months, I had already reached my first goal that I set was to lose 70 by 2025. And now I'm down not 80 or no, sorry, 90 by 5 months later. So literally this program has absolutely changed my life as far as the way I feel, my confidence, everything. And I honestly, even looking back to when I was at my biggest, which you see in the picture, I was still confident. I still had friends and things like that, and I still felt okay. But when you look at it and you start this program and you see where you were at and where you are now, I can't believe, in a sense, almost I can't believe I let myself go that far. And now I am like, just I want to help so many people. Like I see I was that guy that was like, it'll never work for me. I know it'll work for you, but I'll never be the guy that's going to lose that much weight. I heard all the stories. I've heard people do it. I've heard people say it. I've seen witness people lose that much weight, but I personally never thought that I would be that person. And now I can say that I am. And without a doubt, this has been the most gratifying thing that I have ever done personally for myself in my life, without a doubt. And I'm just so thankful for it. I'm thankful for my friends, my family, the support that I have on this program has been awesome. I mean, and I wasn't a big support fan. You know, I kind of wanted to do things on my own and hide and kind of do it myself. And honestly, I realized now that because of that support system, because of what you get with this program, when you get on program and the people and the coaches that you have and the people who are willing to put their time in, that is the reason why I was so successful. There are so many days even on this program, I'm like, yeah, I might quit or whatever. Then I see a post from somebody. It's like, oh man, yeah, I got to keep going. I have to keep going. And now for myself and my family and my friends and just for me personally, I need to do it for them and the life that I want to get that back. And I took back that life. And I walk everywhere, I go places, I do things. This year I can go on hunts, like I'm just that much more healthier now and is definitely changed my life.
That was beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome, man. And you know something? Super proud of you. And I'm just telling you, this is just the beginning. Just from my experience of having been almost 5 years out, this is just the beginning. And it starts with weight loss, but then it casts a rosy hue and makes you better in all other areas of your life. But it starts with weight loss and feeling better. And then you start to recognize and realize your true potential. So, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So, thank you so much, Adam. That was awesome. Thank you. You served a lot of people tonight by sharing that. So who can this work for? Who can do Optavia? Well, a lot of people with different types of goals. It's not a one size fits all type of thing. Men and women can do it. People who have type 1 and type 2 diabetes, nursing moms, people who have PCOS, those with Crohn's disease, thyroid disease, lupus, athletes, teenagers, elderly, gluten intolerant people, vegetarians, people with high blood pressure, people who need to lose 10 pounds, people who need to lose 100 or more pounds, people who need to gain weight. There are versions of the program that you could gain weight in a healthy way, and many more. So, really, we could help almost anyone on the health continuum from ultra sick to ultra healthy, depending upon your goals. We meet you where you are and try to figure out what the best version of the plan would be to meet your needs. So, it could be for anybody, not just for people who need to lose lots of weight. So, without any further ado, I want to bring in another friend who is also a teacher, Kurt Wertman, to share and he has similar pictures here in his side by side. You see Kurt before and Kurt now. He's had a pretty awesome transformation. Kurt?
Thanks, Ryan. So, I mean, my struggle, I would say, with my weight, I think it started in college. I would say my freshman, sophomore year of college, you put that freshman 20, 30, 40 pounds on. Um, so I can remember like trying the low carb Atkins thing, and I would lose weight. And then, I started teaching, and you're thinking, well, I can try the low carb thing again and lose weight. And then, South Beach back then was getting popular, so I tried the South Beach diet. Um, and they all worked. I mean, everything I did try, I would say for the most part worked. And then, you have the hydroxy cut, and I was to a point where I went to the doctor, and I told her, I said, I need to do something about my weight before I can't do something about it. In other words, running on a treadmill or walking or doing the elliptical before my knees and my ankles and my joints started to fail. So she prescribed me. Um, I was on a prescription and I was taking it, but the problem is my habits were terrible. I was taking a pill, no different than hydroxycut, which made my heart like pound in my chest. Um, and I could take that pill and then I would drive. I could feel that pill like in my body, how it would change how I felt. And it was really sketchy. I mean, a doctor prescribed me this medicine, and when I take it, it's kind of like affecting me just driving a vehicle. Um, and I'm a teacher, but I'm also a truck driver, so I can't have something that's going to impact me while I'm driving a liquid bomb. Basically, I drive a hazmat truck, so I was like, this isn't good. And it was Halloween night, and I called or messaged a guy, my coach, on Facebook, and we had a discussion and everything. I'm like, I'm doing it. I need a quick hitter. I need something that is going to work. I don't have time to go to Planet Fitness. I live 30 minutes from Planet Fitness. So I don't have that 30 minutes to drive to Planet Fitness, work out, and then drive back home. And at that point, before school, I had a routine. I would come down. I have a treadmill and elliptical and also a weight set in my basement. I would work out for 45 minutes before school. So I would walk and like low intensity, not high intensity, and then do the elliptical every other day. And I just could not lose weight no matter what I did. And I'm sitting in the like we're in the classroom that I eat with my coworkers, and they're eating more than me. Like I'm literally eating a yogurt and like a meat stick or two, and still like the weight's not coming off. And as soon as I started this program, it was amazing. As soon as you hit fat burn, after that third, fourth day, it it's just incredible. And like Adam was kind of saying earlier, like, all the things you tried before, all the failures you had before, it's like it all comes full circle with this program and you have support. And if I got stuck, I went to my coach and I'm like, hey, I'm not seeing any loss here. What's going on? And we worked through it. So, I mean, as far as like, you know, energy and just trying to get get things done, accomplished throughout the day, it's just amazing. If you can just take a little bit, like if you need to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, you take that off, and it's amazing how different you feel and how much more energy you have. And, and as far as like, trying to help others with the program and things like that, um, that in itself has kind of given me a second wind. and it's forced me to not yo-yo back. For example, I had lost 50 pounds and I won a weight loss competition at my school, but it wasn't it wasn't because of good habits, it was because of dieting. I lost 50 pounds, and then as soon as the weight loss challenge was over, those 50 pounds came back plus some. And I really think that, that is the big contributing factor to keeping the weight off, is just helping other people and, just kind of being there for them and assisting them through their journey. And I was a part of Adam's journey, and seeing people have success like him, it makes you feel like $1 million. I mean, I can't get enough of it. It's I like I felt great about myself losing weight, but when I see other people and I help other people and I can say, hey, I helped so and so lose so many pounds and they feel better about themselves, man, there's no better feeling in the world. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, this program, if you're skeptical, it's so much more than just a diet. And if you think of it as a diet, then it's you're not getting the whole program, the whole gist of it. So
Thank you,
that's
sir.
pretty much it.
Good job. I'm going to address some of that in a little bit too. Thanks, Kurt. That was awesome. Very inspiring. So Kurt just addressed this. Okay. The dietary component to Optavia is a tool. It is a very reputable tool. It was developed at Johns Hopkins Medical Center with MDs and nutrition scientists. Okay. It's what it is science. It is very predictable weight loss. The 5-in-1 plan, anyway, is very predictable weight loss. Now we have other plans, which I'll discuss in a little bit, but the diet to Optavia was developed so that people who were type 2 diabetic and needed to lose lots of weight to stabilize their blood sugar so they could accomplish that goal. That's where the nutritional component came from. It was developed a lot longer earlier than the Optavia program. There are 4 components to Optavia, which makes it special. The dietary component is only 25% of the program. The people who you read who had negative experiences in Optavia and gained their weight back treated it as a diet. 95% of the people who write negative things about it treated the program as a diet and did not utilize the other 3 components, or did not have the experience that they should have had with the other 3 components to maximize their success. First, you have a coach, someone who knows the way and shows the way, who has done it themselves or a version of the plan themselves, to be able to empathetically guide you and support you through your journey. Unfortunately, not all coaches are created equal. And here you're going to find some caring folks who treat this as a relationship, not as a transaction. And, that is what I pride in, how I teach people who are open to be taught. That is the best way to go. It's the only way to go. The Habits of Health system was developed by a critical care physician named Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. It is a systematic approach to changing your habits, and your coach is meant to guide you through the changes, especially the habits that you are weakest in. There are 6 micro habits that all work together to help you achieve your ultra health. That includes obviously the healthy eating and hydration, healthy sleep, healthy motion, healthy environment, and the habit of health. What I think is the most important, the habit of a healthy mind. Okay. If up here isn't good, it's going to be hard to do anything else in the long term and keep yourself healthy. Right. Building yourself up here helps you be more resilient to your life stresses, so you don't end up back where you started. And that's a big emphasis that I help people with, is making them more resilient in handling and managing their stress, because the root cause to obesity and many of the health problems in the United States is emotional mismanagement. And if you could get a hold of that, you're going to get somewhere. Our community is something that I did not anticipate utilizing. It's not something that I thought that I needed. But we have a community both in person and online. You know, that you've probably heard that the people that you surround yourself with rub off on you. The people you spend your most time with rub off on you either in a positive or a negative way. So if you surround yourself with positivity, you're probably going to live a more positive life and vice versa. So our community, not saying that you have to become best friends with people on our Facebook page, but you can at least agree to be inspired by them, agree to learn from them, because everybody in there is going after the same types of goals. And we lift each other up abundantly and try to move each other and support one another and cheer each other on. It is something that I did not anticipate, you know, in getting value from. And all four of these components work together to help reach goals. Our most popular version of the program is the 5-in-1 plan, but it's only one of the plans. The 5-in-1 has the most predictable weight loss. 5 fuelings. Fuelings are mini meals. There's between 40 and 50 fuelings. There are more coming out. They're biomedically engineered to help achieve a certain goal. They are nutrient dense, vitamin enriched, and fortified, 90 to 120 calories, macronutritionally equivalent to one another, regardless of which one you choose. And you're going to have 5 of those, which are provided by the company. Very quick and easy to eat and not have to think about what you're doing. Not a lot of prep time, not a lot of thinking, you just do. I would coach basketball and football and had 2 teenagers who were playing multiple sports, and I didn't have time to meal prep. I didn't have time to worry about, I needed to grab and go, and I needed simple. And that's what I found with the 5-in-1 plan. Then you also get to eat 1 meal on your own, which we call the Lean and Green meal, which essentially is a protein of your choice and 3 vegetable servings. You don't need to know everything there is to know about the Lean and Green right now. If you ever do the program, you will be supported and taught what constitutes a proper Lean and Green meal. Okay, we will make sure you're confident and comfortable in everything that you're doing. So the most popular, most predictable weight loss comes from the 5-in-1, but that is not the only plan. I'll address and talk about the other plans now. So right now there are 5 major plans that vary depending upon what your goal is. So the 5-in-1 produces the most predictable weight loss. For people who are slightly more active, for people who perhaps want to exercise, we have the 5-in-1 active plan. Now, we need to determine exactly how much you are exercising to make sure that we're feeding you properly. But I always ask the person who is exercising, say, what is your goal in your exercise? Is your goal to make your weight loss go faster? Most of the time people are like, yeah. I'm like, well, it actually slow your actual weight loss down. Working out does. And they're like, that makes 0 sense to me. And I'm like, it made 0 sense to me either. But the program, the 5-in-1, is science, and it was developed for people who weren't ready to start going to the gym. And the weight loss actually does happen faster when you just follow the diet. You either lose fat by peeing it out or sweating it out. And I lost 106 pounds in 8 months by peeing it out. And then I went to the gym and I got my body back after I was done losing the weight. My coach said, do you want to lose the weight faster? I'm like, heck yeah, I want to lose the weight faster. She's like, well, follow this then. Okay, I trust you. But some people go to the gym for their mental health and they need to exercise, and I get that. So we have 2 plans, the 5-in-1 active and the 4-in-2 active, to address that. Then we have the 3-in-3 active, which is a maintenance plan, and also for people who want to gain healthy weight. Okay, the 3-in-3 active, and then the Optavia MSWL stands for medically supported weight loss. This is a kit and a version of the program for people who are on the medically supported weight loss shots. Those shots are not going anywhere. They're going to keep getting better. They're going to keep getting more refined. But the key is a lot of doctors are prescribing people to go on these shots, and they're not giving them really any guidance to tell them what they should do. And like any tool, like people who treat the Optavia nutritional plan as just a diet and don't utilize the other components, people who take shots and then lose massive amounts of weights, when they go off the shot, they're going to gain their weight back because they didn't learn anything. And a lot of the weight they lost probably is sadly going to be not visceral fat, but more of their skeletal muscle, which creates a worse health problem, than they started with. So when we're guiding people who are on the MSWL shots, we're doing it in a very targeted way, getting them active right away, and also as much as possible, especially with a little bit of strength and resistance, and making sure they get enough protein, okay, so they don't lose their skeletal muscle. So there are different versions of the program that vary depending upon what your goal is. It's our job as coaches to find out what your goals are so we could properly guide you. So here is my before and after. I had a health scare 5 years ago. It's almost to the week. I was at a funeral actually yesterday, 5 years ago, for my great aunt I had an aunt who came to me at the funeral reception and told me that she was afraid that I was going to die like my uncle who died when he was 44 of a heart attack. And she cared enough about me to tell me, she's like, you look awful. I'm worried for you. She's like, I have a cousin who got married that summer. You were at that wedding. You saw his picture was a framed photo at her wedding. Do you want to do that to your kids? Oof. That was all out of love, by the way, when she said that. And then legit, a week and a half later, I had a health scare where I needed to go to the hospital because my blood pressure spiked for no other reason that I was over 300 pounds. And then my primary care physician told me the next day, if you didn't go to the hospital last night, you probably would have had a pretty bad stroke. It's my blood pressure when I got to the hospital. And I wasn't stressed out about anything. It was just a wacky thing that happened because I was over 300 pounds. 214 over 106 when I got to the emergency room. And I was 43 years old, and my uncle died when he was 44. That scared the living daylights out of me. And I did not want to be a framed photo at my kid's wedding. I wanted to be here. And my doc read me the riot act, and I said, I got it. I'm gonna do it. He's like, I'm serious. He's like, you yo-yoed. See, I used to yo-yo up 30, down 30, up 40, down 40. I did it probably 10 times in my adult life, but I never finished. This was the first time I was able to take something to the finish line, utilizing all four components to Optavia. It took me 8 months to the day that I started to get to my high school weight of 205 pounds. I got to 203. And there's my before and after. It saved my life. I am forever grateful to my coach and my aunt for keeping it real with me at that funeral. So the question that a lot of people ask, and it's legitimate, it's understandable. I was in financial ruin when all this happened to me. My health, my physical health coincided with my financial health. It was awful. Stressed beyond belief. I ran away from my stress. How much does it cost? Well, how much does your health cost? My wife said to me when I told her what it was going to cost me to start, and by the way, it costs probably $90 more 4 years ago to start than it costs right now. I invested like $417.50 in my first month. I had no idea how we were going to do that, but my wife said, Ryan, when my daughter needed braces, we figured it out. We didn't know how we're going to pay for it. We figured it out. We always do. When my son needed like extensive vision therapy, $600 out of pocket for 6 months. I don't know how we did that, but we did. We found a way. She's like, I need you here. And if you don't do something, you're not going to be here. So we figured it out. And she's like, you just can't, you need to commit. I'm like, I will. She's like, no cheating. I'm like, I will. And I did. And I actually think so. The program costs about $10 a day right now. It's around $10 a day. And you get the coaching, you get the Habits of Health system, you get the community and the dietary component all wrapped up in that cost. I think the cost and the investment are a positive thing. And I think when they have sales and like deals like this that they're having right now until the end of August, I think it cheapens the value. I love being able to help people get started and save some money. But that $417 that I spent committed me. I was not going to waste that money. I was going to follow through. I view it now as an investment that kept my feet to the fire. I know people who have Planet Fitness memberships that haven't gone to the gym all year long, but yet they pay $30 a month and for their black card because $30 is $30. There's no real commitment there. I view the investment that I made in myself. And when I lost 30 pounds in my first month, the cost didn't matter to me anymore because I saw the value in it and that it works and that I was finally going to do it. After 20 years of being overweight and struggling, I was finally going to do it. And I did. It was worth every single penny. And then I went back in my second month to figure out what I swiped my card for. It's not like a brand new expense because you're spending money on food and swiping your card and nickel and diming yourself every time you go to Sheetz, every time you go to Turkey Hill, every time you go to Dunkin', every time you buy groceries. That is money that you're just reallocating to being on the program. So for me, who didn't have very much money at all and was very conservative with my cash because I didn't have much of it, it was $50 more per month than what I was already spending. Best $50 investment I ever made in my life. Easy. So that's my spiel about costs. Worth every penny of the investment. So here are the 5 plans. If you want to take a screenshot, your coach will definitely get you on the right version of the plan based on a conversation that you'll have with them and to meet your needs and meet your goals. And then we're going to figuratively, empathetically walk alongside you to make sure you're successful. But you need to be coachable. You need to make this more than a diet and be willing to work on your habits of health. And you need to embrace accountability. Dieting in the dark and doing this in secret and privacy is a recipe for quitting on yourself. You need to put yourself out there and allow yourself to be supported. There's comfort in privacy, but there's also failure in privacy. I embraced accountability, and that was one of the keys to my success. And it's the keys to the people who I guide on the program as well. So I'll ask again, what is your health worth? What is it worth to you? What is your reason why? Is it strong enough to get you to commit to yourself once and for all to make this one supreme effort in your life that you've never been able to do before? Thank you for your time. I'm going to stop the recording, and then anybody